Hey guys, Scaz 4. So, Goosebumps Dead of Night kind of just stealth dropped some new DLC on us. They gave us a new extreme mode, and they gave us a new silver trophy to go along with that extreme mode. So, everyone that's completed this game and thought they were done with it is suddenly finding themselves at 97% instead of 100%. And if you're a completionist like me, then you want that back up to 100%. So I thought I'd make this little guide to help out with extreme mode, starting with on the first level, the pages. All new page locations, so let's go. The first page you'll find in the guest bedroom. Instead of it being out in the open, you'll actually have to hide under the right side of the bed to see it this time. Once you hide, you'll see it floating to your left. And picking this up will start the ghoul event like normal.
Quickly, under the bed.
Second one you'll find in the room with the fireplace. If you hide under the table in the middle, you can actually see it floating in one of the chairs, under one of the chairs. But you have to actually crouch next to the chair and angle it just right to pick it up. Next, up on the stairs, the halfway point of the stairs, there's one tucked behind a shipping box. Then in the kitchen, you have to duck down and actually crawl underneath the table. It doesn't show it's a hiding spot, but you can still get under it, and you'll see that there's a page stuck to the bottom. And then picking this up again triggers the gnome event like normal, and the gnomes will run out and grab a few pages from you, which you'll have to deal with.
Did you see that?
There's another page in the dining room. You have to look on the bookshelf to the left. It'll be in the vase. This is the same room where you activate the clown. Once you get up to Slappy's room, it'll now be on the dresser behind the blocks that spell out Slappy. You kind of have to move up and grab it through the bricks. Once you get that page, that'll open up the event where the werewolf jumps out of the room. If you go into that same room and go into the closet and look up, you'll find another page floating in the air. Then back in the room with the fireplace, there's actually a second page. It's on the bookshelf to the left. Then back in the kitchen, there's a second page in the middle island. You have to open up the cabinet and remove the boxes inside. You can see here I actually had to run and hide in the middle of this. Be warned, the werewolf and the clown and Slappy and everything are really jacked up on extreme. So you'll get attacked a lot more, and you'll find gnomes steal pages a lot more.
There are one or more pages in this room.
And then lastly, once you open up the master bedroom on the second floor, it's now behind a dresser tucked in the corner.
You've completed the book. Now find Slappy and open the book on him.
And of course, once you get all 10 pages, you have to fight Slappy. He'll be a lot faster and a lot more aggressive this time. The only real advice I can give here is to try to stick to the corners of the room so that he can't sneak up behind you. You're going to have to grab a gnome and hit him, and then try to capture him 3 times to get this done. Note that there's more red gnomes this time, and the yellow gnomes seem to be faster. They're a lot harder to catch, but just kind of stick to it and you'll get it done.
Caution! Sticky floor!
I dropped something. It's goo time. Fire in the hole! Oopsies! Could you pick that up for me? Caution! Sticky floor! Be careful where you step! Bombs away! It's goo time! Bombs away! Whoops, I dropped something. Oopsies! Could you pick that up for me? No, I want to live!
In level 2, there's actually not very many changes, so it's the easiest level to get through. The first change you'll notice is there's no longer a note that has a clue for the order of the plants. Luckily, it's the exact same order as on normal. It's yellow, magenta, red, and then blue. The next thing that's different is the man-eating lily pads will be a lot faster this time around. Even if you sprint across, if you don't do it quick enough, they'll catch you, which I'll show you here.
To have altered a few of the lily pads. Don't stand on them too long.
In the next section, when you have to collect the honeycomb, on normal you can actually cheat through this by going through the air ducts, but on extreme it won't let you do that. They actually move the plants around so that if you try to drop down out of the ducts, you'll still get killed. So this is no longer an option. The legit way to do this is you have to grab a plant and slowly lure the bees over to where the fly-eating plants are. You basically throw a plant and make a cloud of spores, and then when it's about to disappear, throw another plant and slowly pull them back. You actually only have to either take out the 2 plants on the right or the 2 plants on the left to make a path through. You don't have to take out all 4. And once you actually get the bees close enough to their target, you'll notice they turn green. That means the plant's actually eating them now, and then when it's done, it'll go to sleep and you can pass by. In the last section, you'll notice the plants, the thrashing plants, are now much faster and more difficult to get by. You can't run by through all of them like you used to on normal. I suggest actually taking 1, maybe 2 at a time. And the last major change you're going to notice is once you finish making the antidote and you drink it, there's a short cutscene that plays after it, but immediately after the cutscene, numerous bees will spawn all around you. So the best way to deal with this, I found, is to, right as the cutscene starts, immediately back up.
How dare you undo all my work?
Quick, throw the cure on Brewer.
You'll notice now there's now 2 sets of bees that appeared on the left and one that appears right next to where the antidote is. And you need to pick up the antidote and throw it at Brewer to finish the level. You can actually run in and do it really quickly and hit him with the potion before you die, but I find the best and safest way to do this is actually travel back to the last area you was at, pick up a flower and bring it all the way back, and then you can use that to distract the bees and very safely then hit him and end the level.
I see you've discovered the engineering bay. I've fabricated many a device in this room. Those were the days. Annihilators, kill the one called Twist on sight. What a fascinating invention! I mean, what a terrible use of technology. You should break one apart to see how they work.
On level 3, the puzzles you have to complete to open the container to get the Tesla gun are a bit trickier. The puzzles themselves actually remain exactly the same as from what they were on normal, but the problem is the robots now are much faster and they attack quicker too. There's also panels on the ground that you have to avoid stepping on. You can still get behind the robots and pick them up and throw them, but it's a lot more difficult because of how fast they move and how erratic they can turn and spin around and catch you. I show here how to do the green and purple puzzles just so you have an idea of how I accomplish this. The red puzzle is still very easy because there's no robots running around.
Eureka! That's the second lock. Oh. This is my control room. The knowledge you've gained so far should help you gain access to the coil gun.
When you get to the basement, the gummy bears are now going to be faster. They're no longer going to be stunned when you shoot them, so they're going to keep charging at you still. So make note of that. And they're also going to be regenerating much, much faster. Luckily, the game is still nice enough to give you a checkpoint after every switch you switch. So you should be able to power your way through this. If you're having some problems, I would suggest maybe trying to find a different path through the maze to the next switch, because there are areas that seem to be rougher than other areas. When you finish the gummy bears and you come back out to the platforms, it's almost identical to on normal. The witches are going to appear in all the exact same places. The only thing you have to watch out here for is when you go up the ramps, you have to run, or they will fall before you get to the top. You can actually walk during the rest of it, and the platforms will never fall out from beneath you. When you get to the end here, it's same as before. Everything is the same basically, but more aggressive, more fast. The way I counter this is go around the center like I do in a counterclockwise fashion. It seems like going around the center like this slows down the enemies. They get caught on the middle, so you can get away from them pretty quickly. Just kind of look back occasionally, make sure they're not catching up to you. Keep an eye on the ground, make sure you're not stepping on any of the witches' circles. Once you get a good lead on the enemy, you can kind of start looking towards the sky and watching out for the orbs, and so you can shoot them. Also, still kind of watching the ground.
You remember my friends from earlier, right?
When the clown comes out, it's actually the exact same strategy. Just immediately start running around the middle. Once you get some distance, start looking up and watching out for orbs.
Far more angry than anything else you've done.
The werewolf works almost exactly the same. The only thing you have to make note of with the wolf is he seems to be a bit slower than the ghoul and the clown. So you might actually get so far ahead of him that he'll turn around and start coming at you from the other direction, which actually happens here. So keep an eye out for that, just so you can switch around and start running the opposite direction too. Same thing though, once you get a good lead on him, start looking up and taking out orbs. Once you shoot the last orb, just like on normal, you have to bounce back an energy shot from Slappy. My game kind of glitched out because I was so close, but I backed up and he then threw a second orb at me, which I was able to bounce back like normal. The moment that hits him, you'll get your trophy, and you're back at 100%.